Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name's Deshaun, and today I am here to give you my review of Hellboy 2019. You know, it's going to be a short review because there's not many positives to say about this movie. It is a poorly written, poorly directed. At times, the CGI looks good. At times, it doesn't. It doesn't have the luxury of Aquaman of being so spectacle and having such a charismatic lead and having some CGI that looks spectacular. It doesn't have any CGI that looks spectacular. It looks okay. There's only two good things about this movie. Just two. 1.5. No, 2.5 if you want to be technical. Number one is David Harbour Berman as Hellboy. He is good as Hellboy. I can tell. I like his dialogue. I like his dialogue. I like it. I like what he's doing. Well, some of his dialogue. I like how he is as Hellboy. And watching the movie, I was like, if this was directed by a different guy, if like Guillermo came back to do it and just they recast Hellboy and Guillermo just did it, from scratch, I'd be like, David Harbourman wouldn't be that bad. I like him as Hellboy. Maybe he's not gonna be, Ron Perlman, but Ron Perlman's kind of like a once in a lifetime kind of guy to come around and play a character that was just meant to he was born to play. It's like one of those once in a lifetime things. So I'm not gonna hold it against him that he's not as good as Ron Perlman, but I liked him. I thought he was good as Hellboy. And I like the CGI on one of his villains, the one who kind of looks like a warthog. I like the CGI, the changeling one. He looks kind of, I like the CGI on him. I thought the girl, I can't remember her name, she was okay, and I thought Ian McShane was wasted. But other than those things, bad movie. I don't know what to tell you, folks. It's a bad movie. It's not, you know what? It's a forgettable movie. I didn't walk out of Hellboy bashing I walked out of the Dark Knight. No, not the Dark Knight. Batman vs Superman pissed. I walked out of BVS like this was shit. What the fuck was that? This is supposed to be a crowning moment, but that's because of expectation. You see? But my expectation for this was never that high to begin with. So the few things that I liked were things that I didn't even think I would like. So that alone saves it from being a 2. So what I'm leaning towards for this movie, overall, is a simple 3.5 to a 4. It never reaches above that. It's a 3.5 to a 4. If you ask me if I would watch, I would watch this movie before I watch Suicide Squad. I'd watch this movie before I watch Suicide Squad. I'd watch this movie before I watch BVS. I'd probably watch Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman, and Shazam over this cleanly. I'd watch this movie is about on par with it's some of the worst comic book stuff done because it doesn't even do anything original. The thing is, Hellboy is shit for not even it wants to take big swings and it doesn't. It does the same shit from the original Hellboys. Honestly, if you saw the original Hellboy, you could kind of guess the kind of story they're going for. No, minor spoiler. Hellboy being the harbinger of doom for Earth, and him maybe being the one who'll destroy Earth. Them playing that shit up, which is so shitty because in the comic books that is played up. That is the ultimate, big thing arc that Hellboy goes through. But there's so many miniature arcs that he goes through. There's so many adventures he goes on before all of that shit about him destroying the Earth gets brought up. But everyone wants to just skip to that part. Everyone wants to just skip to the Hellboy, you'll destroy the Earth part. And I'm just like, why do y'all always want to skip past the cool universe that this world has? The cool shit in this world. Y'all just want to skip right to the destruction of the world. I'm like, take it slow, man. Just show Hellboy on a mission. Why can't it just be a nice, clean, every day in the life of investigation that Hellboy's going on? I don't know why they want to jump to the Earth being destroyed so fast. And that's the thing. This movie's super cliche. It's super cliche. The rated R stuff isn't really even all that cool. It doesn't do anything original with it. It's uninspired. This movie, it's definitely one of the worst comic book movies of all time. I'm going to just tell you that right now. It is one of the worst comic book movies of all time. Not quite as bad as Venom. I would watch this before Venom. So I'm gonna bump it up to a 4 because Venom's like I think I gave Venom like a 3.5, so I'm gonna bump this up to a 4. I'd watch it before Venom, but honestly, it's down there with some of the worst. It's not the worst. I don't know if it'd crack my top 10 because there's some stinkers, but it would definitely be in the conversation. It's in the conversation. I can't in good conscience give it anything above a 5 or even a 5 in good conscience because it was just poorly done. It really was. Hellboy is not a good movie. It really isn't. And I know I've said that about a couple movies on this channel, but I can honestly say that this is a movie that it really isn't. It really isn't, like I said, I liked it more than BVS, if that says anything. But, that's because my expectations for BVS was so high that when it just came in so far below it, it was just heartbreaking. So, Hellboy to me gets a 4.5. That's the best I could give it. David Harbourman was good as Hellboy, but wasted. Ian McShane was wasted. Once again, they do stereotypical Hellboy shit, and they do stereotypical superhero shit, and they do stereotypical rated R shit. There's nothing original about this movie at all. So, except the concept, but we already know the concept. So thank you for joining me in the Comic Game Movie Show. Please don't go see Hellboy. If you're a Hellboy fan, maybe you'll get something out of it. So thank you for joining me in the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.